most businesses wait too long. They're already built years of inconsistent processes and disconnected data on top of each other. So Zoho Finance Plus isn't one application. It's a set of finance applications built to work as a single connected system. The team leans hard on spreadsheets to bridge the gaps between the systems.
What if your business doesn't actually have a finance problem? What if it has a disconnected systems problem? And today's conversation is for anyone who's running a business. You could be a founder, a CFO, even an operations leader, because this topic touches every single company out there. And it is about how finance actually gets run day to day. And when people hear finance software, they usually think about accounting. But a growing business needs a lot more than just accounting. It needs invoicing, inventory, expense, payroll, billing, payments, and many more. And all of it needs to work together. So today we are breaking down what Zoho Finance Plus actually is, what's inside it, and who it's built for, and how a business owner knows it's time to move from separate tools to one connected Zoho ecosystem. So let's get into it. Welcome back to ZenTalks, where we decode Zoho Books one question at a time. And today we have Mr. Vijay joining us, who's going to help us break down Zoho Financials. So Vijay, let's start with the confusion first, okay?
Right.
So a lot of people assume Zoho Finance Plus is just another accounting tool. Is that accurate?
So not even close, Deepthi. And that's the misconception I run into most often.
Okay.
So Zoho Finance Plus isn't one application. It's a set of finance applications built to work as a single connected system. Here's the thing most people miss. So accounting never happens in isolation. By the time a transaction hits the books, a quote already is gone out, it's turned into an order, products are shipped from inventory, an invoice has been sent, the payments have been collected, and maybe an employee's already been reimbursed for something along the way.
Okay.
And every one of those steps is financial event.
Okay.
The problem is most companies run each one through a different tool. Accounting is in one place, so payroll is in another, expenses is somewhere else, and inventory is the fourth system. And somebody somewhere is spending hours re-entering the same information into every one of them.
It's very true.
Yes, Finance Plus exists to remove that. So everything lives in one ecosystem and the information moves on its own.
I think this ecosystem is a big plus point for Zoho, right? Because everything is interconnected to each other application.
That's right.
So just give us a walkthrough in it, okay? Let's say if someone never touched any of these tools, like what's actually in the suite and what does each one does for a business.
Right. So I'm happy to do that. So let's follow a life cycle of a typical sales process.
Okay.
So everything sits on top of Zoho Books. So Zoho Books is an accounting platform. So here, when it comes to the income, expenses, tax, bank reconciliation, and the financial reports, all are live. And it's the source of the truth for the health of the business. But before there's anything to account for, there's usually a product. So that's in Zoho Inventory.
Okay.
So it tracks the stock, warehouses, the purchase orders, sale orders, and shipments. So a business owner always knows what's on hand instead of guessing. And if the business runs on recurring revenue, like the retainers, subscriptions, memberships, so Zoho Billing does that. Zoho Billing automates that, and no one's manually rebuilding the same invoices every month, and renewals and recurring charges just happen.
Okay.
Then there's an employee spend, which is like travel expenses, client meetings, office supplies, without a system that turns into a pile of receipts in someone's inbox. And Zoho Expense handles the whole cycle. So employees submits, managers approve it, and the finance gets a clean categorized records with no manual entry.
So in this Zoho Expense, there is a hierarchy way, right?
Right.
Can we alter it according to our...
Yes, we can set up hierarchy profiles. We can have levels of approvals.
Okay.
We can have categories based approvals as well.
Okay.
All these comes under Zoho Expenses.
So we don't have to, wait for a CEO or a manager to approve. There is another line of... Okay,
That's right.
That's good.
So then comes Zoho Payroll, which takes care of the complete salary information. What payroll actually involves beyond just paying people. Tax withholding, deductions, compliance, and pay stubs. So all of these are automated and are accurate in Zoho Payroll.
Okay.
And next comes Zoho Checkout, which gives the business branded, secure payment pages so customers can pay online directly instead of wiring money or mailing checks.
Okay, that's a good advantage, I believe.
Right. And then there's Zoho Invoice, which is built purely for getting paid faster. Like professional invoices, automatic reminders, and payment tracking happens in Zoho Invoice. And each one of them solves its own problem, and put together they run as one financial engine.
So this Zoho Finance Plus is gonna come with so many other individual applications, right?
Right.
Like Zoho Books, Expense, Inventory, Payroll, and everything.
Yes.
So how this payment is gonna happen? Is it like a business has to purchase individually every single application, or this Financial Plus is one subscription?
Right. So this is a bundle application.
Okay.
So Finance Suite is a suite of application which has different elements like we discussed about Zoho Invoice, Books, Expense, so many other applications. So you don't need to pay individually for each of them.
Okay.
So you get it as a bundle application. You pay for the suite and you get all of the applications.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So you keep coming back to the word connected whenever we talk about Zoho, right? So why does that matter so much? Couldn't a business just keep using separate tools if a team is already using them? So why should they even consider, taking up a suite?
Yes, so they could, but they're paying for it in hours. They don't realize they're losing it.
Okay.
So think about like one sale. Someone creates an invoice, someone is updating the inventory, and someone logs the payment. And someone else enters the same transaction into an accounting system. So maybe a fifth person updates the report afterwards. So all of this happens, and now picture all of that happening automatically.
Okay.
Because the system already shares the same data. So you enter it once, not 4 times.
Okay, that's a biggest advantage. We can save time also over there.
Right.
So
that's where the time saving shows up. But the bigger win is visibility.
Okay.
Leadership isn't just waiting until month end close to understand the revenue, the cash flows, or outstanding receivables. They can see it in a moment they need it. And that changes how fast and how confidently decisions get made.
Okay, so a lot of business owners hear Financial Suite and assume it's an enterprise level tool. So who's really benefited from this kind of suite applications?
So almost any growing businesses, honestly, Deepti.
Okay, so can you give us an example?
Sure. So manufacturers benefit because inventory, purchasing, and accounting finally stay in sync.
Okay.
And retailers get their better stock visibility and faster invoicing. Like service-based businesses automate the recurring billing and expense approvals without heading headcount.
Okay.
And e-commerce companies keep the inventory accurate while collecting the payments more efficiently. And one example that stands out to me is the accounting and bookkeeping firms managing multiple clients at once. So they're running bookkeeping, reconciliations, payroll, recurring invoices, expense approvals, and reporting for dozens of clients every single month. And with the Finance Plus suite, that firm runs client books in Zoho Books, reimbursement through Zoho Expense, internal payroll system through Zoho Payroll, retainer billing system through Zoho Billing, and secure online payments through Zoho Checkout, all one single system connected. So partners get the instant visibility into the revenue and the profitability across every client instead of chasing down numbers across the 5 different logins.
Okay.
That's when the software stops being a tool and starts being a leverage.
Okay, so one common question which is like mostly asked by CEOs watching this. So how do you know it's time for you to shift?
So most businesses wait too long.
Okay.
The plan is always we'll integrate everything once we are bigger. But by the time bigger arrives, they're already built years of inconsistent processes and disconnected data on top of each other.
Okay.
And there are a few clear warning signs. The team leans hard on spreadsheets to bridge the gaps between the systems. The same data gets typed into one or more places, and different departments are working off different versions of the same number. Finance spends more time correcting the errors than actually analyzing the business. And leadership can't get a clean current picture of performance without waiting on someone to pull it together manually.
It's very true, because most of the people who approaches us for this ZBooks migration service, I think these are the common issues they are facing already.
That's right. So none of that is an accounting problem. It's a system problem. The right time to move is the moment a business starts outgrowing basic bookkeeping, not after the cracks are already costing money. So connected processes are far easier to build early than to untangle later.
Okay, that's very true. So last question, Vijay. So I think a lot of leaders assume buying the software is the hardest part. But I think implementation is it, right? Because it actually decides whether you are going to succeed in this new platform or not.
That's exactly right. So the software gives you the capability. So implementation is what determines whether the capability ever gets you used properly.
Okay.
So every business has its own approval chains, its owning reporting needs. It owns a tax and compliance requirements, and it owns workflows. So the system needs to be configured around the business, not the other way around. And that's why planning, data migration, workflow setup, and getting into the team to actually adopt it matter just much as choosing the right application in the first place. A well implemented system feels simple to run. So a poorly implemented system feels complicated no matter how powerful it is underneath.
Okay. If you are evaluating Zoho Finance Plus or trying to figure out if your business is ready for a connected finance system, that's exactly where ZenTalks comes in. Our team looks at your existing process, recommends the right combination of applications, configures everything around how your business actually runs, and migrates your data, automates the repetitive work, and make sure the rollouts go smoothly from day one. So the goal isn't just installing a software. It's building a finance system that saves your team time, gives leadership real visibility, and scales along with your business. If you want to talk through whether Finance Plus is the right fit for your company, reach out to ZenTalks and book a free consultation with ZenTalks today. Link is in the description. The biggest takeaway here is finance isn't just about recording numbers anymore. It's about connecting every financial activity across the businesses so information moves on its own instead of throwing someone's spreadsheet.
Right. So yes, and Zoho Finance Plus brings an accounting, inventory, billing, payroll, expenses, invoicing, and payments into one ecosystem. So businesses spend less time managing tools and more time making informed decisions. Whether you're a founder scaling fast, an established company, or an accounting firm managing multiple clients, connected finance process change how efficiently and how confidently you operate.
Thanks for watching this episode of ZenTalks. If this was useful, stay tuned for more such episodes. We'll be breaking down each application in Finance Plus. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.